Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, man. One of my subs or somebody that was watching my channel wanted to get my take on the incident that happened in Philadelphia with the young lady by the name of Streeter, Sevyn Streeter, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, if I didn't say her name right, but I saw Bomani Jones. Well, better yet, I heard Bomani Jones' take on ESPN radio on what happened. And here's the thing. The NBA have always been like that, basically trying to control what particularly a player does and says. This has been going on for a while. You know, one thing about David Stern, he doesn't want any kind of waves whatsoever from, you know, the incident with, the former player by the name of Chris Jackson, who changed his name to Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, to, Craig Hodges with the infamous Daishiki incident, where he wore a Daishiki to the White House and he was ostracized out the league, you know, which I think was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever saw in my life. To this, you guys have to understand the NBA wants you to clear everything with them. They just want you to shut up and take your money. I don't know if you guys remember. I remember when Ron Artest had I think he put a Nike sign or something in the back of his head or some shit, and they made him cut it off. They told him he had to cut it off. That's what I mean by them thinking they own you. Unless they get a piece of it, they don't want you to do it. Now, if I was Ron Artest, if I was paid by Nike to do it, I wouldn't have cut shit because they sent it to do the check. But David Stern has always been a dictator. That's why Brian Gumble said the shit that he said about him, acting like he was a slave master on the plantation. The funny part about it was he didn't respond to Brian Gumble. He said, I'm not even going to respond to a statement like that. Oh, he didn't want no problems with Brian Gumble. Keep in mind, Brian Gumble is one of the best investigative reporters that ever lived. Now, I know he doing real sports on HBO, but trust me, Brian Gumble back in the day, he was a motherfucker. Now, Brian Gumble used to be a coon back in the day, though, but I guess now that he on HBO and he can relax a little bit more. But at the same time, Brian Gummer was one of them hard edge. He was a hard edge like investigative reporter. So David Stern knew better than to fuck with him. But yes, I know Adam Silver is the commissioner. I know that, of course. But what I'm saying is David Stern, you know, passed the torch to Adam Silver. Adam Silver took over for David Stern. So don't think for a second that some of Adam Silver's, you know, reactions to certain things and statements don't come from David Stern. You know, because I'm gonna tell you now, David Stern, he known for trying to blackball people. That's just fact. He told people not to sign Craig Hodges when the incident with the Daishiki happened. That's fact. So he also made sure that Mahmoud Abdul Rauf never got another job in the NBA after his contract expired. He made sure of that. So it is what it is. This doesn't surprise me. You guys got to understand, don't you guys know that these people from the headquarters send these teams and owners letters about certain situations telling them how to react and tell their players what to do? That's why they have what you call PR people. They have people strictly that they hire to handle these type of situations. So you guys need to understand this. And it was fucked up what they did to that lady. But they have always been like that. You know, like I said, if it's like I said, if it's something that they think can make them money, then they all for it. Because here's the thing, we already know the NBA is insensitive to black players. This shit with the police, this is a black problem. It is. Most of these owners are white. So they don't care. Why should they care? The NBA is all about making money. It's all about profit. All these sports leagues are all about money and profit. They could care less what's going on with the players in their lives. Because they have this mentality, just like Ice Cube said, on Be True to the Game, they'll have a new nigga next year. That's how they feel. They feel that anybody can be replaced. Just do what we say or we'll get rid of your ass. And that's pretty much how it goes. That was very fucked up what they did to that sister. And then they gonna say they realized they made a mistake. No, they didn't make a mistake. They did it on purpose because she had on that damn shirt. You know. And for these white motherfuckers to sit up there and say, you shouldn't use a professional sports league to make a political statement. Why not? Why the fuck not? You know, millions of people watch. So what better way to get your point across by letting people see that you concerned about a situation? Like I said, black people need to understand, and I done came to this conclusion. I came to this conclusion years ago. I don't expect white people to understand where we come from. That's our problem. We always going out our way to get them. You guys need to understand. Well, they don't understand. Fuck them. Stop begging these white motherfuckers and these non-blacks to understand where you coming from. They don't give a fuck about predominantly mostly white and non-black cops killing us. They don't give a fuck because they not black. The only thing they want to do is go out there. They want us to go out there and throw a football for us and catch touchdowns. They want us to throw footballs and score touchdowns and whatever, get first downs. And in basketball, they just want us to shoot the damn ball and get rebounds and win games. Baseball, they just want us to hit home runs and score and try to win World Series. That's pretty much all it come down to. They don't give a fuck. Never have, never will. That's what we need to understand. I came to that conclusion. When we stop waiting for people to understand us and help us, the better off we gonna be. We need to help ourselves. The thing is with black people, this is a problem that black people done had too long. We always keep worrying about, well, I don't want to make this person mad or that person mad, or I don't want this race to be mad, or that race. But then them motherfuckers don't have no problem disrespecting us. The NBA is what, 75% black? Yeah, the league should understand. But see, that's the thing. White motherfuckers don't wake up every morning having to tell their son how to react when they meet a cop. They don't have to worry about, they white son or they white daughter getting harassed by the police because they got a hoodie on or some shit like that, or because they driving a certain car. If a white bitch is driving a Ferrari or a white motherfucker, then that's not out of the ordinary. Or a white person driving a Mercedes Benz or a Jaguar. You know why? Because they're expected to have something like that. Now, black people, they think it's odd because they think it's impossible for black people to go to school and educate themselves. They think it's impossible for black people to earn a living other than being in sports and entertainment. See, that's the difference. See, these, and don't say that we, that these stereotypes were formed by us. No, it was formed by them. Because for years they took away opportunity from us, to achieve certain goals. Now, they always let a few, they always let a few niggas in just to, as a smoke screen to try to say, well, everybody is treated fair, but we already know that not to be true. Goddamn well, they ain't never gonna let Princeton or Harvard or what's them other high end colleges, Stanford and Cal, be like 70% black. Come on now. Don't be fooled by that. It is what it is, y'all. I'm out.